So your home's on the market and you don't want to leave because you think your presence in your home will be helpful to buyers who are looking for their next home, because who knows your home better than you? I got to tell you, that is a big mistake, and that is a very big misnomer in this industry. When sellers come to me and say, I'd like to be home, I'd like to show them around the pool, tell them about the landscaping, or tell them about the neighborhood, as an agent, this is always where my blood pressure rises. We do not want sellers and buyers to be in the home at the same time. And why is that? Simply put, the buyer needs to come through with their agent, because their agent knows them better than you know them, better than I know them. And their agent knows how to handle them and give them a proper tour of the home, because they already have an understanding of what their needs are, whether the home is suitable or not. And it's very likely that the agent has done some research beforehand, or even connected with me if your listing is my listing, and they've asked me for some information so they can go in and actually do a job of a salesperson and give the people the guidance and space to tour the home. When you're at home as a tour guide, this is not a museum. They're not coming in to get information about the history of the home and what Johnny has done in the swimming pool and why you built the clubhouse and why you designed this amazing basement. Buyers don't care. I shouldn't say don't care. Maybe they care, but for the first introduction to the property, this is not a priority and that's not their focus. They are there, and the purpose of the visit is to actually take in your home and figure out if it suits their needs by taking it in a neutral as possible space. And their job is to actually relax, unwind, take a look, feel the flow, feel the layout, look at your upgrades, and be able to analyze whether it works for them. And buyers need to be comfortable to look at each other and go, I don't like this flooring. And their agent can say, well, that can be fixed. If you don't like that, we can do this or that, and provide suggestions that they know make good sense, are suitable to the client's tastes and needs without seller interference. I have to tell you, in almost 14 years in this business, I have never had a seller home where it was helpful to have them there to give us the grand tour. It usually makes buyers super uneasy, because I have to tell them before we enter the home, hey guys, we're going to see Banana Street. Just be advised that the homeowners are there to give us a hand. They want to be there to answer any questions we have. Nobody ever says, amazing, I'm so excited, that's wonderful. Everybody says, ugh, do they have to be? And usually I have to say, well, it's their home and they've opted to be there and the agent hasn't managed that process. So we're going to go in, we're going to keep it quiet. If we have any questions, we'll talk about it later. It is so hard for buyers to actually relax and or break the ice with the seller, because we're not here making new friends. We're just here looking at your home, and we want to be able to tour and judge your home and decide whether it meets our needs as buyers, rather than walk on eggshells as we tour little Johnny's room or this. And oftentimes what sellers don't realize is that buyer is touring a multitude of listings that day. So it's not just your home they're seeing, and they're not there for the grand tour for an hour or half an hour. They are going to be seeing 5 or 6 or maybe 10 homes that day, and they want to walk in and quickly assess how the house feels to them, how the flow works for their family's needs, what your upgrades are, what the lot is like, and be able to envision whether their family can live and function, or whether they want to invest in this home without you in the way. So do yourself a favor. There are so many places where you could be. If you've got great neighbors, this is an opportunity for you as a seller to ask your neighbors if they could make space for you, so you could pop over for a cup of tea, or just to hang out for a short little while your buyers do their tour. Sometimes a buyer will come in for 5 or 10 minutes if the house is not suitable for them. Sometimes a buyer will stay 35 minutes or an hour or longer if the property's an estate and they want to actually take in the entire property. Whatever it is, you can either ask a neighbor. If you don't feel like imposing, you can certainly head to the library, to the mall, to do your grocery shopping, to go for a walk in the neighborhood if the weather is pleasant. Or if your family, if you're an aged or senior, mature person watching this and you say, I don't really have anywhere to go, then perhaps your agent would be willing to make accommodations for you to go somewhere, or to pick you up, to get you out of the house, to get you a breath of fresh air, somewhere warm, somewhere comfortable, so that the buyers can walk through without being intimidated, without being uncomfortable, without being nervous being in your home. I'm going to tell you, this is the most important thing next to a well-staged, well-priced home, is to make sure that it's vacant so that buyers can actually take it in and fall in love and decide whether the house is right for them. You're not the one selling it, your agent's the one selling it. Handle the responsibility, relinquish control, and let your agent do their thing.